Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. I know last episode I said Stonebound, and lots of people told me about it. I guess it's from playing Unbound so long or something, I'm not sure. Probably driving you guys nuts walking backwards. Thank you so much for all your cool input on the design. I'm very happy that a lot of you like it, or most of you like it. I was not sure how it's going to be received by everybody because, well, it's not really a base, right? It's just an outdoor area, but I think the plan of making this kind of like the center of the earth, which it's far-fetched, of course, because, you know, I have a nice floor with patterns and whatnot, but I kind of want to do this. Now, first off, I want to get one thing out of the way. I do not want to use the inverted SkyBlock or whatever it's called. You guys see I also made a wireless crafting grid and a refined storage I'll just show you in a second. I actually have a few of those. I made them because I wanted to see what they look like. And if you guys are not familiar with it, it simply projects... Actually, this is the regular SkyBlock. Wait, do I need to make this inverted now? I'm not sure. Let me check real quick. I think it's just a redstone torch. So yeah, I just made a very simple refined storage network because I just wanted to have... I just wanted to get rid of these crates over here, right? And we have made these so many times. It's such a straightforward recipe. And I didn't even have to make the discs, as you guys know, because I had 464K discs. And I have not even filled the first one. I still have tons of room. And of course, the external storage right over here. So, let's go ahead and put this together. I think it's just like that. Yeah. SkyBlock inverted. Now, let's see what this looks like. There we go. You guys see? It actually makes it just simply shows you the skybox itself. So I could put this up in the sky, but I really don't want to see this moving sun or whatever, right? Or the night, because we are in a cave. There is no light here. So I kind of want to keep it in an enclosed cave. Maybe I can break these. There we go. And that's why I'm not going to go with that. It's great to use. A lot of people are using it. I'm not against it. But for in here, I don't want to use it. Okay, so you guys see I already made behind the jungle, I made it all black. And I'm really liking this, especially with that green terracotta, so it looks like it's even going a little bit further. And it just blends. It looks like there's endless. There's a big cave behind it or something, right? Where you just don't see. And I brought it up. I haven't finished it. I still have some left to do over here. And then I'm going to start coming from the kind of the inside here. I'm gonna go with one shade darker blue, then another darker, then another and another, and this up here I'll show you in a second what that is. But in order to get all this black dye, I set up a very simple dye manufacturer over here with Botania, and it's actually the simplest I've built. There's only one piece of redstone right here. Now, the way it works is it all starts here. Okay, you put a few petals in here, and then you set it to always on. Use item on block, right click. What that makes, it plants the petal right here in the space. Then back here, I have another mechanical user with bone meal. Use item on block. So the petal that it puts down, right click random slot, always on. So as soon as there's one here, he plants it and it grows it up. And then up here, I have an observer that only gives a redstone signal when there is something in this block space. So down here, when it's planted, nothing happens. But when it grows, it gives a signal to this redstone, which powers this block, which powers the last mechanical user here. I'm going to show you guys how this works. You just put a shear in it. And I just need to jumpstart it once to get this going. I don't actually need this guy here. I can get rid of this. A little bit of a lag spike here, maybe... Did you pick it up? Oh, you picked it up. Okay, it was no lag spike. So all I do is one time break this. Grows, and then it instantly shears it. And then up here is a advanced item collector that goes into this mechanical crafter. And if I do a different color, I just need to change it here, right? So I make it like the white one or red or whatever other color I want. Blue probably very soon if I don't want to waste my lapis, right? And then right here, via the item translocator, I'm sending the petals back in here. So what I simply do here is I just take, let's say, just take 2 stacks because I need a bunch more black. That should be enough probably for here. And I come over here and just turn this into floral powder. And then we'll go down and I'll show you one improvement to my concrete / clay maker. It's pretty insane how fast that thing is. So let's go ahead and get some sand. And get some gravel. And I put this in here. Put that there. Come on, put it in there. And then I just shift click a bunch of times until I'm either full, like this, or I'm out of black floor powder. Then we come over here. We already had this set up. Very simple. Drawer into wooden barrel, out into drawer. And over here, I put a piece of glowstone on this so the water comes faster. Now check out how fast this goes. It's little lag spikes here and there. That's just nothing we can do about it. But look at this. Look how fast this goes up now into the concrete. Now there's another little lag spike. It just happens, you know. But that's, again, that's the life of playing in a multiplayer server. So that's how I'm making my black concrete or anything. And I'm going to finish this and then work on that. But I don't want to do anything right now on there because I really want to get started with chickens. Actually, before we get started with the chickens, there's that thing up here that I wanted to show you guys. And that is... It's a little bit of a hidden entrance over here, and that is my nether portal. I made an elevator going up here, and then we go into a tiny little cubby hole up here and press a button, and then the wall retracts and we come into here. So, if people come visit my base, because this is claimed, they cannot press a button. They cannot go there. But, you know, that's how you protect yourself on a multiplayer server. If people take your nether portal so they cannot just walk around. But I don't mind them being able to take a look around, right? So I made this little observation bubble here, whatever you want to call it, and they can look around and see the progress on my base and whatnot. And yeah, I just thought it was really cool, this little idea. This is set up with a little bit of a delay back here in the wall. It's just redstone. I'm sure you guys know how to do that. So here we go. That, and then now we go to the chickens. So a couple days ago I set this up here. This is a harvester from Cyclic, and I just made a wheat field, and there is 3 or so, I don't remember exactly, of these gross crystal tier 3. You get them from loot bags, and it makes the wheat grow quite fast, you know. But very, very server friendly this way, not like garden cluches and stuff. And honestly, I have 1,024 stacks of seed, and I have another 75 blocks of hay, 75 stacks of hay bale. And I also already put a bunch into my system here, so we can craft roosts and stuff if we need. And I took the power away. So this is not powered anymore. It's set to 9x9. You can change the size right here. Right here, you can see an outline. You can go to a maximum of 15x15 or smallest 1x1, right? So that's how we're going to get all this. And I already have a bunch of seats back there. And this is the chicken area that I want to do my chickens in right here. I made a little bit more barn looking, right? Because, well, we're in here with chickens. Now, first off, you guys see these right here. I chisel and bit these chickens because I wanted to have some chickens. I don't know how many times I'm going to say chickens in this episodes, by the way. I already apologize ahead of time, but we're going to play with chickens. So I chisel and bit these. There are 3 types of wool. White wool, red wool for the... whatever that thing is under the chin. Somebody told me, Glitch told me the other day. It's not a gizzard. Whatever that thing is. The skin flap down there. This dark gray is the eyes. The beak is oak wood, and the legs are out of sand. And it kind of looks like a chicken, right? Well, it looks like a chicken, like a Minecraft chicken. Very close. So I can, you know, replicate these very easily. And I might make a few other ones, like one that is actually pecking at the ground like it's eating. Maybe one on a nest and so on. It's fun. I don't mind this. This took me like 5 minutes to make tops. So it's not really hard. So, chickens. If you guys want to have a very compact, I think his is like 3x2x3 tall setup with some redstone, and it's not very hard to set up at all. Non made a really cool, fully automated chicken breeder that cycles the chicken through by breaking the roost and so on, right? And if I wanted to have a small automation, I would just do that automatic. It's really cool, so make sure you check out this video. He explained it very nicely. But I want to go a little bit different. I'm not really, I have space, right? I don't need to have this breaking the roost and whatnot. I just want to do it differently. But I played around with the RF Tools Control programmer and processor. I also wrote a computer craft program because I wanted to see that when you set up, let's get some seeds over here. Let's get 2 stacks for now. By the way, these animal nets all hold different fluid cows that were here. I don't know if I'm ever going to use them or not. So first I want to show you guys how to just simply breed chickens, right? So I got regular chickens. I have bone white log and sand. and flint. I actually only have 1 flint. These spawn in normal biomes, okay? So I captured those with this thing here, in case you're not familiar with the chicken catcher. The way that works, let me just show you. Let's use a regular chicken here. I don't know why my voice just cracked like that. But come on, there we go. There's a chicken. What? What did I not use? Oh, now it's gone. Okay. And if you want to pick them up, you just right-click them. And then they turn into an entity that you can pick up, right? So I got those from here. And then in the nether, I got 5 soul sand chicken and 3 nether quartz chickens. I just, when I was in the nether, I just fell over them. Whoops. They were very easy to find. They're everywhere. Just go in the nether and find them. You'll find them easily. So, but I'm going to show you guys. Here's a few that are upbred because I needed to breed some for my testing, right? The problem is, and let's just set these up for right now. I'm going to put them like this. I'm going to have 8 over here for breeding. And the thing is that when you breed, let's take 2. Let's go start with the sand chicken. Why not? Let's do sand chicken first. What you do is you put 1 in each slot. And then you give it some seeds. And then you guys are going to see here the progress. Once it's at 100%, they make a baby. And these right here, if they don't show you any numbers, they're 1, 1, 1. They're just basic chickens. And you can upbreed them to 10, 10, 10. I forgot what the stats are called. Growth, gain, and strength. I think growth is for when you hatch them the old-fashioned way. How fast do they grow into an adult? Gain, I think, is how fast they breed into a different type or higher stats. And strength, I think, is how much they produce or how fast. I think those are the numbers. But anyway, you want to get those to 10, 10, 10. And then you put them in a roost, in a regular roost. This is the breeder. This right here is the roost. Let me put one down. We're actually going to start those over here. So we're going to put the first one right there. You see, you can only put 1 stack of chickens. The chickens stack up to 16. The more you put in here, the faster they make materials, right? And the materials just sit in here. It doesn't auto-output nothing. So that's what we're going to make a lot of materials out of. You guys see they draw the curtains so you cannot watch them. Now, of course, we can... Oh, I forgot to show you guys one more thing. So you're probably going to wonder why my stuff is automatically getting charged. I've totally forgot about that. And this thing right here. You make a Flux controller. Okay? And then the Flux controller, you first make... Not edit. Right here. You click on Create New Network. And it's just the default name that it gave me, right? By default, it's then set to private. Allow conversion true. Whatever. This is all default here. I didn't change anything. And then you come over here. Wireless charging. I think right here. This is by default set to disabled. Like this. And you can turn enabled on, right? And then you come here. And because your name is on the list already, you can add more people right there. I could add another player if you team up with other players. You can put their name here and put plus. So then they also have access to this network and they can set up the things right here. Also, the Flux plug and the Flux. Let me find out. There's 2 things. There's a Flux plug, which adds energy to the network. Okay, and then you have a Flux point, which I think I made one. Come on. Flux. Yeah, right there. Flux point. Now, if I put that on where it gives it power, so they're similar to these storage power cells, right? But the network itself doesn't really store anything, or very little, I think. It only stores a little bit. Let's see if that shows it to me somewhere. I think it has a little bit of an internal buffer. Network buffer shows 0. Maybe because I don't have any output set up. But anyways, so right here, this is by default all on and these are off. This is your left hand and this is your right hand. So if you by default hold something and it doesn't charge and you unselect it, it will charge because you don't hold it in your hand. Or you come in here and you go under, come on, open up. You go under wireless and you just turn these on. It will also charge items that you hold in your hand. Then I think this is your inventory. This is your bar. Armor, and this is baubles. So you can even charge your baubles. So now anywhere I go in the world, as long as this, of course, is chunk loaded, I will have my items charged, which is, really handy. I love it. So the acceleration one that you get from loot bags, you guys see 34%. If we use this, you guys see how fast the progress goes up. So you're probably going to spend some time when you breed your chickens doing this, Or you can just let them go and do other things, build your base, craft, sift, whatever you want to do. People have gone into chickens much earlier than me, right? I'm starting kind of late, but I wanted to take my time. There we go. Our first offspring, growth 332. So now what you can do, of course, is you can take the first sand chicken out and put this one over there. Because, again, the stats, you see how the progress goes up much faster already? Because they have higher stats. It's 332. You see that on Whaler. You're going to always have to look down at Whaler. But anyway, so now when we get the second one, we're going to change the second 111 out because then it's going to go even faster. And you keep this up until you have 10, 10, 10 chickens. And then you want to get yourself 16 of them to put into a roost. And then you can just reap in the rewards. This is the one I want to get rid of, so they should stack. Bam. So now let's see. You see, it goes up even faster, the progress. So right now, I could just let this sit and do things and whatever, right? But I do want to automate this a little bit, right? And for that, I decided I'm going to just start simple, and we're going to use integrated dynamics. Just because I might do some other logic here. But I'm going to learn all this on the go. So first, I wanted to set up the things that I figured out already. So right here on this first one, we're going to put an import, always on the one that you are pumping out of. So that's one thing that confused me here just a couple minutes ago when I set this up once. Okay, let me try this again. When you see importer, it's always by the network. Okay, so import means imported into the network. It doesn't have anything to do with the box itself. The network is integrated dynamics. So we're importing something into integrated dynamics, and importers automatically deliver to item interfaces that are either not defined or anything, or are available. So because we're only going one block, it will automatically just pull the things out of this side here and put it into the next one. So we're making a chain here. It goes from the first into the second, into the third, and so on. And a little bit of testing and also input from non-sanity and so on. We came up that it's 8. Maximum of 8. And then you should have 10, 10, 10 spec here. Okay. So now that this is done, the first one here, it doesn't just work by itself, okay? You need to put a card in here. And then you see the little check mark up there, okay? You just need to have a variable card in it. Right there. And now, the first chicken went into this one. So now when the second baby is done, hopefully it will have slightly different. This one is a 543. So the next one maybe is a 355. And then we'll go into the second slot. If it's the same one, if it's the same one, it will stack with this one. And then you need to wait for an extra one, or you just split them up. So, simply let's speed this up. Let's get it to 100%. Bam. You see? Bam. Curtains are closed, and now these two. But of course, they don't have babies. Now, I don't need these anymore. Okay? So I'm taking the seeds out because I already have the next higher ones. So these would just keep going. And I don't really need them anymore. And that is why I'm never going to put a full stack in here. So, in a perfect environment, you need 2 of these to make 1 offspring. Each one of them needs to eat 1. So, perfect environment, if you get 2 different ones, it should never take more than 4 seeds per box. But because of the thing that, you could get the same stats and then it will stack here. I'm probably always going to put like 8 seeds in each one of them. Okay, just like that. We're just going to put 8 seeds. Just to make sure that I have enough in here. And then I can walk away from this. And I don't need to babysit this or anything. And then when it's done, in the end, I'll have 10, 10, 10s. And then all I need to do is make 16 of them at least. Probably going to make a few more in case I need, 1 for crossbreeding. Actually, I can just go like this. That's going to be a little bit faster. There we go. So now I can step away. And I don't need to do anything, right? While I am probably going to mostly do this actively. I'm still going to use this, but I want to use this acceleration one. You see how fast we just made 2 of them? Oh, I still need to put cards in each one of them. I forgot. I wish the server... There we go. There's one, and bam, it's done. So I just need to put a card into each one of these here real quick, so they actually import into the network so they can put it into the next one. And I would like to figure out with... Probably, I'm going to try it with integrated dynamics because I kind of want to use this just because I barely ever play with it, besides, controlling like reactors and stuff like that. But they have a lot of logic to them. What I would like to do, and I'm going to try to see if I can figure that out and explain it to you guys then, is if there is no offspring in this one. Keep 2 seeds in this one. All right? So there's always 2 in here to breed. Why 1 in this one? Well, we have, let's take this one. We're going to get a baby, and it's going to put the baby over here. And then, I want to have 2 seeds because I still need to make another one. But if both of these slots are filled, the next baby will sit in here, and that tells me this one already has everything I need for breeding. I already have 2 in there. That's why this one doesn't get exported. No more reason to give them seeds. Just stop breeding. I don't need you guys to make any more. Of course, if I get like 2 in the first slot, that means that I won't have another baby here, even though there's 2 in here already. So give it another 2 seeds so we get another baby. I hope that makes sense. So meaning stop giving seeds in here once I have a baby in here. And that way I don't get I don't want to have a lot of overhead from these. Like right now, I can take these already out because I have the next 2. And this one has 1 baby, and as soon as it has a second baby, I don't want it to have any more seeds. Oh, this one must have stacked, just like that. But right here now, I'm going to just do this and take the seeds out, let them go, because it's fine if you have 2 of the same. They're pretty high. 9, 8, 6, and you see how fast this is, right? You don't even have a chain like this. I hope that I explained that well enough. You can just all do it in one. It doesn't really matter, right? You just cycle them yourself. It's totally fine. Oh, wow, it already made 3. With 10, 9, 7, let's use these 2 because they're 10, 9, 7, 10, 9, 8. Oh, no, like this here. There we go. That's the higher ones. And let's just finish them. Let's see if we can get a 10 by 10, 10, 10 real quick. There's 1 and second. Oh, they must have stacked again. 10, 10, 9. Whoops. Split them up. Take the seeds out of this one. It doesn't need to do it anymore. Look at that. We're going to get to 10, 10, 10 before we even get to the last one. And there we go, 10, 10, 10s. Alright, I already recorded this twice, and twice I did a bad job, I think. I was just rambling on. So, number 1, you guys can see I got rid of all the other integrated dynamic stuff. I was able to figure out the logic to check, is there a parent in the second field? That's something I wanted to mention, by the way. I'm not checking if there's 2 parents. There's always going to be something in the first one. Maybe 1, maybe stacked, maybe 5, if they're all getting the same one, right? So, I want to check if there is 1 in the second slot. And if not, then the one before, I need to give it 2 seeds. So it keeps making more babies until I filled the second slot. Once both of them are filled, stop giving these seeds. And you guys see these are going. They have 2 seeds. Because there's nothing in this field. So it's going to keep going until this happens. So let's go ahead and accelerate this here. What is that? That's my air charm. How did I throw that out? So let's go ahead and accelerate that. There we go. So there's the first one. And you guys see there's 1 in here. And it still has 2 seeds because I just gave it 2. And I show you the logic behind this. It's actually very simple. And I hope that it's going to happen sometimes because, you know, this one here takes a second after it's bred and puts it over there. And then it could, within that, you know, split second, check is there still seeds in there. And if not, give it some. So let's go ahead and do this right there and check it. It should complete here. Bam. You see? No new seeds. Because there's 2 in here now. So now we're going to set this one up. There's no parents. Give this 2 seeds until this slot is filled. That is it behind it. And I wanted to just tell you guys that the integrated dynamics, I was able to figure out that logic, but I was not able, for the life of me, I don't know how to do it. I read on the Reddit, I read everything I could. I could not figure out how to only put 2 seeds in something. I wasn't able to. It was like, it was never working for me. So I'm like, you know what? And you know, I had a ton of connectors and stuff on these, like 2 inventory readers and so on. You guys saw that earlier when I excavated that. And now it's so simple. Every one of these just has a node. So sometimes, you know, mods just work better for certain situations. And for this one, RF2's control just works really good. So let's go ahead and take this program out of here. And then I'll show you guys how this works. Number 1, up here, you guys see there are seeds. And if you click on a slot, you see this is actually slot 0. You can barely see it. If I take this out, you're going to be able to see it right there. So this is slot 0. That's the only thing that you need to know. And over here, just as a reminder, we're checking if the second parent, so that slot 1, has something. And if not, the breeder before, then we're checking if slot 2 has 2 seeds. And if not, give it 2 seeds. I hope that makes sense. All right. And this is it right here. This is for the first two already. So this one is already automated and this one. And now we're working on the rest. So if right here, every 20 ticks, all I'm doing is on the processor up. You guys see there's no node. I am upwards where there's the drawer. Above there's the drawer. I'm taking seeds and I'm putting it into the internal processor slot 0. That's the one I showed you with the seeds. It doesn't do anything until that slot is empty. Okay, when the slot is empty, it will just take a new stack of 64 and fill it. And that works perfectly fine. Now, the other two here, you see, are running every 100 ticks. I'm just checking this every 5 seconds. There's no reason to constantly have this running. All right, so let's set it up here. And just so there's no confusion, guys, I want to just show this to you, okay? If I put something here, there's an eval with a false or a true. If I put something underneath here, you see it automatically makes it true like this. So this is a little bit of a pain in the butt, and I just want to show you why I keep unchecking these. And these are a little bit, it's just, like I said, I wish they wouldn't just automatically connect. I would appreciate that. But anyway, okay, so let's get started here. Every 100 ticks. One more thing, I'm telling you. Every one of these has a name. These nodes. And whatever these nodes are touching, I can access by the side. So we're always going up. And this is on the channel breeder. And this is node 1, 2, 3, and so on. So right now we're checking if 4 has a parent here. And if not, give 3 the seeds, right? Just so you know where these numbers come from. We're checking 4, giving 3. And the way you set this up, by the way, is if when you come in here, you type net setup breeder, the channel that I made, bam. And it's going to show you I found 8 nodes. So that's just the basics, in case you want to do the same thing here. Want to make sure that I show this all. So we are checking the inventory of node number 4. We're checking the 4th one, and the side is up. Okay? And then I'm checking if that slot, you guys see it just because it's disconnected. So that is why I am just reconnecting it right there. I am checking if that number that I get from here, okay, so function last number that I'm getting from here is bigger than 0. And if it is bigger than 0, that means there is a parent already in there, stop. And that is why we're checking for false. If it is not bigger than 0, meaning it's 0, right? Then, hey, I need another parent. And then we take another one. Where is it? Right there. And now that we already have this, come on, go back to false. Now, of course, we also need to check if node number 3, that's the one before, size up. I'm checking in slot number 2, that's the seeds. Items you don't need to set. I'm just checking if there's anything in it because you can only put seeds, right? You can't put anything else in that slot. So now I'm checking if in that previous breeder there's any seeds in slot 2. And I'm now comparing that if it is 0. So if equals, again, function last number, and we're going to go 0. Bam. So now if the last number here is 0, see, again, I need to uncheck this right there. If it is 0, true. Now I'm taking right there, push items. And again, I need to uncheck this. Now I'm pushing into the inventory of 3, side up. And I'm going to say slot 2. That's where the seeds go. Amount 2. And the slot in that is in the processor, that's the slot I showed you guys in there. So I'm going to put that to 0. So now it's going to take 2 seeds out of this and put it into the first slot right there. Okay? So that's it. That's the whole program. It's very simple, and this needs to be true. Why are you false? This is such a pain in the butt. There we go. But it's fine. It's always the same, right? Here, you see I'm checking in number 2. Does it have a chicken in the second slot? If no, I'm checking number 1 in slot 2 if it has seeds. If that is 0, give it 2 seeds. And it just repeats. So right here, I'm checking 2. I'm checking 3. I'm checking 4. Oh. I need to set this to slot 1. I forgot that because that is the second parent. And then again here, checking the last if it's bigger than 0. Then here, I'm checking 1 up, slot 2, 2 up, slot 2, 3 up, slot 2, And if those are always 0, I'm going to take put it into slot 2, 2 seeds, 2 seeds, 2 seeds. That's it. So very simple. So let's go ahead and save this program, and then we should see that this one right here is going to get 2 seeds. And this is more to really, figure this out and have fun and not have a lot of wasted chickens. There we go. Because I'm only checking every 5 seconds. And now this is going to breed. So now I'm going to take this exact same code. I'm going to let this breed already and replicate it all the way down to the 8. And the only difference is that I think that I'm simply going to check. All right, so I'm guessing that by here it's going to be 10, 10, 10. That's just what I'm guessing. Sometimes it might not be, but most of the times I think it will. So what I'm doing here is a difference. I'm not checking for the second chicken. I'm checking for the first chicken if it is less than 16. If it's less than 16, keep giving the seed because I want to have 16 10, 10, 10s here. Right? I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to show you guys when it's done, the change. It works all the way through. I'm very happy. Check it out. Last one. We got 16 10, 10, 10s. And there's no seeds here. No seeds there. You guys see here, really good example. I got 3 times the same chicken before I got a different second parent. Let's see if there's any other seeds. Come on. No and no. Really cool. This is awesome. I like this a lot. Now, of course, if I would take these out, it will continue, right? So I do want to, I guess I kind of want to start from the beginning, right? I take all the garbage ones out. All the ones to the I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I'm going to keep them for now in a big crate so we can just see how much it took. And of course, now if I take this out backwards, every one of them should get 2. Yep, there's 2, 2. So they're all ready for the next cycle. So now we can, for example, continue with those 2 log ones that I already had here. But I'm going to do 2 new ones because I want to make sure that, you know what, these are going to go in the garbage chute as well. That's this one here. So where's my 16? So you go in all of these and you. Just like that. And then we'll start over with these 2. Bam, bam. Oh, these 2 I forgot, but these are original ones, so I can stack them here. These are all non-ones, and there's 1 extra 10, 10, 10. I'm probably gonna make another of one of these here real quick. Let's just... I don't think I have another one, so where would I make this real quick? Let's just put it into this one real quick. Let's just put 8 and 8, so you guys see here. Look how fast this goes up. I don't need to do anything. I just want 1 extra, that's all. So I can use it to make, you know, whatever. Bam. Take these 2 out. And take this one out, and then there should be 2 seats again. All right, cool. So I can put this one away over here. So guys, that's probably all the chicken breeding I'm going to show you on camera, because it's always the same. There's, I mean, crossbreeding, like here, usage. Let's see here, breeding. We can make a glowstone with... you know, you just find them out. It's all very nicely. And if you want to get this glowstone, right, I'm probably gonna set me up 1 extra. We're gonna do that real quick. I need to get another roost right there. Roost? No, I need a breeding pen. Let's make 1 real quick. And this one I'm going to put... Why not right there? That's fine. So now if I want to make a no crossbreed, I'm going to put them in here. Or 1 and 1, whatever. And I'm going to just breed this here by hand until I have the first 2 ones. Come on, open. And then I take those and put it over here and let the thing just go and do its thing, right? I mean, it's slow, but like I can put 2 in here overnight and then the next day when I get up, they're going to be done and so on. But mostly I'm going to use the acceleration mode. So anyways, let's take this back out. I have it down here. Yes, I'm going to need to get a second one of these. I'm not really sure yet how I want to set these up, but it's probably just going to be a wall like this. And for now, I'm just going to put them... Yeah, I'm just going to start putting them in here and letting them fill. So there's 4 of each. Come on. And then eventually, I'm probably going to like rearrange them. right? So like I have all the dyes in one area, then all the metals, all the gems, and all whatever other stuff we get, right? But anyway, so for now, I'm just gonna keep on breeding. Gonna do these, and then, yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna show anything else of this on camera because it's always the same. It's been many, many, many hours. It's actually 2 days since the last cut with breeding and also many other things. Server related and also in the base when it comes to the storage for all this stuff here. None of this is going into the system yet, right? So over here I got the base 16 colors. Now, I didn't show that how to do that because it's so easy. If you want to make a colored chicken, for example, let's say cactus green right here. You need to make a cactus green egg like this. You take an egg and surround it with cactus green or the botania dye or whatever you want. And it gives you this. Always make 2, right? And you take these 2 and you put them, right-click these egg nests. And I have 2 redstone lamps directly above it because they make them hatch faster. Apparently you can also stand on this, and then it goes even faster. But yeah, I don't have time to stand on this. It doesn't take long, couple minutes. I'm going to say tops, maybe 10 minutes. I usually just kept going and bred something else while I was doing this, right? Because you just stand there and right-click with the acceleration one for hours and hours on end. And then these 2 hatch and they get 2 little baby chickens running here. And then you can use your chicken catcher and right-click them and you instantly get them. You don't need to wait for them to grow up, okay? And then I put those 2 in here and bred them up. So I made all the 16 colors first because you need a lot of these. Like you need the yellow to make the gold and you need a bunch of these different colors for all the other metals and whatnot. And then also over here I have lava and water right here, which is later gonna, I guess, make me an obsidian chicken. I still have many, many chickens. There's a maximum of 118 possibilities. But there's also a lot of chickens that I'm not gonna breed, like slag chicken or something like that, right? There's a couple of weird ones that I don't see ever needing, so what's the point in making them? If somebody's a completionist, have at it, right? Yeah, it's just a couple extra. So, but for now, I would really like to start pumping this into my system because I have actually disabled my sieves over here. I took the power off these are paused. Because, well, now that I can make all the materials with chickens, there's no reason to keep this running as well, right? I'm not gonna tear this down, but as long as it doesn't make anything anymore, it's fine. And we could actually do something else as well that might help a little bit with the server tick. And that is if we come up here, because nothing is gonna come into here anymore, right? We go into this guy and we just go through the channels like this and just disable them. So this controller is not even going to check anything anymore. Can I pull something out and whatnot? And this way it's all disabled. So nothing here will check anymore if it can do anything. But yeah, that's just good practice if you turn stuff off that you don't need anymore, right? Then, so now we got all these materials, right? And then I went, for example, here. Come on, do it. There we go. And this is making me something I don't have in my storage yet, right? So I take these out and then I bring it over and put it into my storage system and assign a slot for it. And I want to show you guys those first before we get going. And then we'll hook this up. And I have a couple different ideas on how to do it, but I also redid something in the storage overall. None of these have these anymore. I forgot what they're called. Right here, these status upgrades, okay? Because I think that causes a little bit of FPS issues. And you guys also see I have a bunch of these set up to auto-crafting now. Right there, I have 2 crafters. This guy is making me this stuff. This is a chest. Making me these items because I also needed a bunch of compacting drawers. And right here, I'm just auto-crafting these, so I don't need to do that anymore. But anyway, so I took out the status upgrades. And I just probably went way overkill, but why not? This is an overkill pack, right? Every storage drawer that has something, I have 6 emerald upgrades and a void upgrade. Every single one of them. And then some of them I also went through, like I have a snow chicken, right? So I get snowballs, I have a clay chicken. I set up compacting drawers for these. And again, everything here has the same amount of upgrades. I have endless emeralds and obsidian now, so it doesn't really matter. It's easy to craft. Then I put redstone, quartz, lapis, and glowstone into compacting drawers. Because a lot of times you craft with these blocks, right? So it saves me an extra crafting step. Emerald and diamond, I did not really see a point to using that because, well, you barely ever need the block version. And then over here, you see the biggest difference. I put all the metals that we're having now into compacting drawers, because like gold, and I think later on there's some other ones as well that I don't have yet. You only get nuggets. And then this way you have access to, you know, ingots, blocks, and nuggets. So now, of course, my system here shows me tons of nuggets on the top. Plenty of it. So yeah, we're doing really good. So now it's time that we get all this stuff from the chickens in here. And I want to see if the one from Roost, it's this thing right here, the Roost Collector is fast enough. Now, the Roost Collector says it does in a 9x9. It doesn't tell me how high up on the wiki. It says in a 9x9 above it, and they're showing a screenshot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put it like right here. Okay? So that would cover it from, let me put something down here real quick. Oh, let's use this. So right there, and then it would 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I put another one here, I don't actually need that much, right? So let's just come from the outside in. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put 2 here. Oh, that's a bummer. So that means I have an ender chest right here. So I'm going to have to figure out something else but translocators. I'm going to have to use some other piping. But I think for right now, for testing purposes, we're simply going to use an ender chest. Let's just do it and see if it's fast enough. Because if it's not, then I'm going to have to pump out of each one of these roosts back here myself. So let's put this here, break this, and let's put the roost here. And then instantly open it. This is not too slow. Okay. This is not bad. Let's see if this is fast enough. And we're going to use a glowstone on this. And I clicked it. Come on. You can do it. Do it for me. There we go. So all the items are getting sucked out there quite fast. And then once everything is empty, I think it's just pulling from the first. Or is this kind of like locked into what it does? Come on, open it again. Okay, so let's check here. So it's not going up here. Or here. Or here. Or here. Okay, how far is this going? This does not seem to work the way I want it, guys. Yeah, this is not going to happen. I mean, is it pumping anything? Where is the stuff coming from? I don't understand. Okay, let me take all of this out here and see. I'm trying to understand. What is it pulling? And my storage on the other side is not working fast enough either. My import on the storage side. I mean, if you think about it, this is an insane amount of materials just coming in, right? Looking for bone white. I want to see if it gets to the bone meal all the way on the top. Is there anything else up there? Pink, lime, and light gray. I don't see it going up there. So I don't think that these are fast enough. So what if... My reasoning why I'm playing around with these is, guys, that... What is going on? Why are you not... Chicken? Put one here. Let's go. What if I put another one here? Okay. You know, if we have multiples of these, so why don't we do something here? Excuse me. Hello? Come on, give it to me. There we go. Let's go ahead and send these home. And I'm gonna set up... I don't think I have another one, so I need to make another one. I do. XNet controller, perfect. Alright, this is never going to keep up. So what I did here is I put a XNet connector on each one of the roosts itself, and we're gonna put right here, and then we're gonna take this fella and put it here, and then we're gonna do that. Now, my only problem that I'm going to have with this is that I will not... It's gonna be a pain to pick these up. And I explain to you in a second why. Let me just get planks. I just want to close this hole here. Let's take one of you and... Well, one of you. Don't matter. Let's just close this hole. There and there. And then place this. So, reason being is that I'm going to have a giant spill here now. Because these guys are going to keep pulling out of these roosts. Right? To fill this up. So, I need to break them and then... I'm going to have a bunch of stuff flying around here and put that all in here. It's actually not too bad. It's not too many items. So he says. Nothing I can do. Sorry, everybody. But I don't know how else to do this because I can't tell this to stop sucking. Or at least I don't know how. Right? So I could just empty this. But let's put all this in here. Too bad. I was hoping that this is going to be a little bit faster. But just pulling one item a second, it looked like. Or maybe 2 items a second tops. It's just not going to happen. So... oh, and also, digging this out, my pickaxe was too slow. So I put 5 modifiers of speed on here. So now my mining speed is up to 28.42 because it was driving me nuts. It just took too long. And speaking of driving me nuts, how am I going to do that? I think I'm going to put that in the back here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, you need to go away for a second. And we're just gonna put this ender chest like right underneath this. There we go. And then we'll disconnect this one. This is the south side. I just don't want this to be connected here. There we go. And now we can close this again. Blam. There. And put my hay bale right there. No, I don't want it. Let's put it this way. We'll see the stripes. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to have to do the same thing here. This is a insert into this one. And now, of course, I got to go through each one of them. But check this out. It's going to be so fast that I don't know which one that was. But I bet you anything that these are going to be empty in no time. I don't know. It should have been one of the closest ones, right? If it's on the top. But anyway, let me go ahead and set all this up. And then this should all be empty. So, the only other way I can figure out how to do this is to throw multiple importers in here, okay? So, we're gonna do 3 for now. I could put, 6 altogether around this, but it's just nuts that if I need to do this. Then maybe I'll just make too many materials. I don't know. And then we'll put 1 stack upgrade and 3 speed. 1 stack 3 speed. And 1 and 3. Alright, so this seems to be a decent speed, but look at how fast... Okay, I'm pretty sure the roosts are full. So let's let this run for a second here. I don't need you right now anymore. Okay, can't even get something in here. Okay, check it out. Now we're down to the 3s. Alright, we caught up. Finally. Oh my god, that took forever. But that is awesome. I'm happy that we have this, and I got lots more chicken breeding to do, of course. There's lots of other ones that I want to get to. I don't have Enderium yet, and I don't think, Signalum, and so on. Well, you guys can see the chickens I have because this stuff is coming in, right? So that's awesome, and we are totally overflow proof. Nothing should ever go in here. When we check right here, you guys see the storage cell is never going up. It's at 8,400. And by the way, what I did here is I take because these 3 are empty, I take the first one out, put the 0 one up here. And then I made a disk manipulator, and this guy also has 3 stack upgrades and 3 speed upgrades. And you put the disk in here, and then it takes all the items and puts it back into your system. And because this thing over here has a priority of 10, if there's anything assigned to a drawer, it will then put it in here and not back into there. Okay, I need power. All right, very good. Let's make some real quick. Flux. I need to upgrade those anyway. I need a flux... I need a flux point. Okay, I need another one of these. None, okay. Oh boy, how do I make this again? I need to redstone. Do I not have a flux point? No, I don't. Where did I put the other one? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's over in the chicken breeder. Let me just grab this one real quick, and then I'll make one off camera because it's gonna take a minute. So I'm just going to use this one here real quick. I'm not doing any breeding anyway. And we'll put this on here so it's set up to the regular power, which I still have not made any speed upgrades. I gotta add those as well. But the lava isn't moving, so it's not using anything. But we'll slap this bubby on here. See that? And now it can keep up. Because I'm guessing that these guys over here take quite a bit of power. 167 FE now. Which the little thingy that I have in the back, I gotta take that out. What is it called? The spectrum thingy. What is it called? Spectre coil. Alright, let me take that off. I don't need that anymore. Now that I have normal power, let's put this flux point on here and be done with it. Alright, good. Like I said, I'll make more of the stuff here in a minute. But I think that is it for today, guys. Lots accomplished, but I wanted to show you guys the ceiling. It is not 100% done yet. I still want to play around with possibly some stars around it or something. But I think overall, I'm very happy what this looks like. There's 9 different blue tones. There's this one in the middle here. You guys see it pulsating. That's the one that's actually made with glowstone. And the other ones are all made with just cobble from flat colored blocks. And it gets darker and darker and darker into the black. And I love how this blends because you cannot tell where the edge is anymore or where it ends. Right? I'm very happy how this looks. I'm very pleased. You know, and eventually I'm probably gonna have my Powerball from Draconic up here. I figured that would be a good replacement for the sun. But that's gonna be a little while. This is turned off. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Lots of chickens to breed for me between episodes. I'll get to that, and then I'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.